Hello and welcome. Today we are going to share a very special story. It is a story about a young man who dreamed big dreams. It is a story about a journey that surprised the world. We will talk about Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States. His life shows us that anything is possible if you work hard and believe in yourself. We will divide his story into important parts, beginning with his childhood, then education, then his path into politics, his rise to the presidency, and finally his legacy. Barack Obama was born on August 4, 1961. His birthplace was Honolulu, Hawaii. His parents met when they were students at the University of Hawaii. His father, Barack Obama Sr., was from Kenya. His mother, Ann Dunham, was from Kansas. They fell in love and got married. Their different backgrounds gave young Barack a unique view of the world. When Barack was only 2, his parents separated. His father returned to Kenya to work for his government service. Barack saw his father only one more time when he was 10. His mother later married Lolo Soetoro from Indonesia. The family moved to Jakarta. He learned about a new culture. He learned a new language. He learned a new way of life. At 10, he moved back to Honolulu to live with his grandparents. His mother wanted him to have an American education. His grandparents, Madeline and Stanley Dunham, loved him very much. They taught him responsibility and hard work. Barack attended Punahou School. He loved playing basketball. He was one of only a few African-American students at his school. That was sometimes difficult for him. As a teenager in Hawaii, Barack thought a lot about his identity. He spent a lot of time reading and trying to understand his place in the world. This experience helped him understand and respect people from all over the world. It was an important part of his education. After finishing high school in Hawaii, he decided to continue his education on the mainland. We will start at the very beginning, his childhood, then his education, then the choices he made as a young man. His academic journey began at Occidental College in Los Angeles. For 2 years, it was a time of deep personal exploration where he began to grapple with complex questions about identity and social justice. Seeking a broader perspective, he transferred to Columbia University in New York City. Immersed in the city's relentless energy, he majored in political science with a focus on international relations. He was driven to understand the systems that create inequality, searching for his role in solving the world's big problems. After graduating, he worked for a year at a company in New York City, but the corporate world felt hollow. A powerful sense of purpose was missing. This conviction led him to make a life-altering decision. In 1985, he moved to Chicago for a low-paying job as a community organizer on the city's struggling South Side. The area was reeling from steel plant closures, leading to widespread job losses and deep-seated poverty. Barack's mission was to empower residents. He knocked on countless doors, sat in living rooms, and most importantly, he listened. He organized meetings in church basements and community centers, encouraging people to find their collective voice. Together, they fought for job training programs and safer parks for their children. The work was grueling and the victories were small, but it taught him an unforgettable lesson about the power of ordinary people uniting for a common cause. After 3 years in Chicago, Barack felt he could do more. He realized that to make bigger, systemic changes, he needed to understand the law. In 1988, he was accepted to Harvard Law School. It was an intense environment, but he excelled. In 1990, he achieved a historic milestone, becoming the first African-American president of the prestigious Harvard Law Review. This signaled not only his exceptional legal mind, but also his natural ability to lead and build consensus. After graduating, he returned to Chicago, a city that had captured his heart. He joined a law firm specializing in civil rights and taught constitutional law at the University of Chicago. It was during this time he met and married Michelle Robinson, a fellow lawyer with a shared commitment to public service. With her partnership and support, he decided to combine his community experience with his legal expertise. In 1996, he ran for and won a seat in the Illinois State Senate, officially beginning his career in electoral politics. Before his national career, Barack Obama's path was shaped by public service. After graduating from Columbia University and then Harvard Law School, where he was the first African-American president of the Law Review, he became a community organizer in Chicago. This grassroots work, helping residents fight for better conditions, forged his belief that ordinary people could create extraordinary change. He once said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." Drawing on this foundation in 2004, Barack Obama decided to run for a seat in the United States Senate. His campaign was not easy. He faced tough opponents, and many doubted that a young, relatively unknown politician could win. But Obama inspired people with his message of hope and unity. A key moment came with his keynote speech at the Democratic National Convention. His speech was electrifying. He famously said, "There is not a liberal America, there is not a conservative America, there is the United States of America." The message of unity resonated deeply, and overnight he became a national political star. That speech changed everything for his campaign. In January 2005, he was sworn in as a United States Senator, focusing on ethics reform and foreign policy. He also wrote The Audacity of Hope, a book explaining his political ideas and vision for the country, which further raised his national profile. Many people wondered, could this young senator one day run for president? Obama listened to the hopes and concerns of people across the country. He visited small towns and big cities, meeting families, students, and workers. He learned about their dreams and their struggles. On a cold day in February 2007, Barack Obama stood in front of the old state Capitol building in Springfield, Illinois, and announced his candidacy for president. His campaign was built on a message of hope and change. He said, "In the face of impossible odds, people who love this country can change it." His campaign used the internet and social media to connect with young voters and organize a massive grassroots movement. Millions of small donations and volunteers knocking on doors made the campaign feel like a social movement. His slogan, "Yes, we can," became a powerful chant. People of all ages and backgrounds joined together, believing they could make a difference. The primary race against Hillary Clinton was long and competitive. It was a historic contest, but Obama's message of unity and his ability to inspire a new generation of voters helped him secure the nomination. He often reminded people, "We are one people, we are one nation, and together we will begin the next great chapter in the American story." On November 4, 2008, Americans went to vote. That night, the results came in. Barack Obama had won the election, becoming the first African American to be elected president. Crowds gathered in cities across the country, cheering and celebrating this historic moment. On January 20, 2009, Barack Obama was inaugurated as the 44th President of the United States. A huge crowd gathered in Washington, D.C. to witness the historic moment. People from all backgrounds stood together, filled with hope for the future. As president, Obama faced many challenges. The country was in a deep economic crisis. Many people had lost their jobs and homes. Obama worked with Congress to pass a major economic stimulus package to help families and create jobs. He said, "We did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it." One of his biggest goals was to reform the American healthcare system. After a long political battle, he signed the Affordable Care Act into law in 2010. This law helped millions of Americans get health insurance. Some people called it Obamacare. Obama also worked to improve America's relationships with other countries. He traveled the world, meeting with leaders and speaking about peace, cooperation, and climate change. In 2009, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to strengthen international diplomacy. During his presidency, Obama faced criticism and difficult decisions. The country was often divided, and not everyone agreed with his policies. But he always tried to listen, to explain his ideas clearly, and to bring people together. He said, "If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress." Obama also made history by appointing Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan to the Supreme Court. These decisions will have an impact for many years. He supported equal rights for all Americans, including marriage equality. In 2012, Barack Obama was re-elected for a second term. He continued to work on job growth, education, and climate change. He also authorized the mission that resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden, which was a major event in the fight against terrorism. Beyond politics and policy, Obama and his wife Michelle served as role models. They showed intelligence, grace, and a strong commitment to family. As the first African-American president, his journey broke the highest racial barrier in American politics. It sent a powerful message of hope and possibility to millions. Obama's story teaches us that one person can make a difference. He said, "The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something." His leadership inspired people in the United States and around the world to believe in the power of hope, hard work, and unity. The world watched as a new chapter in American history began. Now, we will look at his years leading the nation, the choices he made, the laws he signed, and the challenges he faced. Barack Obama's journey reminds us that with courage and hope, anything is possible. Barack Obama's path to the presidency was forged through years of learning and service. His academic journey took him from Occidental College to Columbia University, but his most profound education came after graduation when he became a community organizer in Chicago. This grassroots experience taught him about the real struggles of American families and the power of collective action. Seeking to make a greater impact, he attended Harvard Law School, where he made history as the first African-American president of the prestigious Harvard Law Review. These formative years shaped the leader he would become. This foundation in law and community service directly influenced his approach in the Oval Office. As president, he immediately began working on the economic crisis. He signed a major economic stimulus package to create jobs and help struggling families, reflecting his commitment to empowering communities from the ground up. One of his biggest goals was to reform the American healthcare system. After a long political battle, he signed the Affordable Care Act into law in 2010. He authorized the mission that resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden. He also worked to repair relationships with other countries. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009 and took steps to address climate change. In 2012, Barack Obama was re-elected for a second term. He worked on job growth, education, and equal rights. His presidency was not without challenges and criticism. The country remained politically divided, but he maintained a calm and thoughtful leadership style. He appointed Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan to the Supreme Court, decisions that will have an impact for many years. Beyond politics and policy, Obama and Michelle served as role models. They showed intelligence, grace, and a strong commitment to family. As the first African-American president, his journey broke the highest racial barrier in American politics. It sent a powerful message of hope and possibility to millions. His story teaches us the power of hope and belief in change. For English learners, listen slowly, shadow the sentences, and repeat the highlighted words out loud to practice fluency. From a boy in Hawaii and Indonesia to the President of the United States, his journey proves that one person can make a profound difference. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, practice shadowing the text in the subtitles. Subscribe to Listen and Speak English, Stories podcast for more listening practice.